All right, good to go. So if we get some students in here,
So
otherwise,
is there a room that the students can go into with different institutions, or is this just A&M Commerce specific time and you had other universities earlier?
so right. So I believe we did SMU, Baylor, you guys, UNT, UT Dallas. If I'm missing anybody, I believe that's it. We kind of took of where all our students transferred to, and
Right.
have different times that students can join in and ask
Yeah.
specific questions.
Good deal. And we get a lot from Colin.
Okay.
A lot of students come from Colin.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but it's right down the road. Is anybody waiting to come in? I guess if no one joins the next few minutes, I can just ask you some questions, and as long as the answers are there.
Yeah, excuse me, I gotta get some water. But
Oh, you're good.
hey, Courtney, can you look up what our Colin is there? What programs are at Colin Academy? I'm back.
All right. Guess we can go ahead. I can start asking some questions, get the ball rolling.
Absolutely.
All right. So can you describe the transfer process for our military affiliated students?
Yeah, so of course we go through our admissions process. And during that admission process, as long as you identify as a veteran, then we're there to help you ease the transition process. Maybe that could be transcripts, maybe that could be certain documentation as far as working in conjunction with our student disabilities office. We also have an orientation where our session only is for veterans and dependents using federal benefits or state benefits. So within that session, we let them know how it works here. Because a lot of times when students transfer there, from whatever college it may be, is, well, they didn't do it that way there. Well, it's really never going to be the same anywhere. So we're paperless office. So when a student wants to be certified for a certain benefit, our forms are completely fillable. They put their information in, and once they select submit, it automatically emails us for review. Once we push accept, it goes into a secure database with all their files. So we're not moving paper anymore.
That's awesome.
And then we also let them know about our programs that we have here. Of course, on site, we have our counseling center. Our director is a veteran himself. And then we also have a VA specialist that's a counselor also. So, and then of course, we introduce them to our Student Veterans Association, and now we have a new president, so she will be meeting at those sessions too. Any students, any veteran students or dependents living on campus will work with RLL through them to get them through the paper process of that. Usually not many veterans, to be honest with you, maybe one or two. Sure, it's usually mostly dependents.
Right.
The dependents, of course, we work with their parents too. Just make sure that they're in line and are told up front exactly how their benefit will work. And we do that by keeping up with the ever changes of the VA. So it never stays the same. So
right. Okay. Kind of go segue into it. Can you describe any accommodations the university has for our students, like priority registration or career fairs?
Yeah, so career development will let me know when it is more veteran specific career fairs. We keep a listserv, so we do our monthly announcements on this listserv by email to all our veteran students. We keep them up to date with scholarships that are, coming into the university. We screen them to make sure they're not for profit. But yeah, our career development will work with students on different areas of, even if it's virtual or if it's at a certain campus. Just priority registration, everybody has that as a veteran. when you come in. So yeah, it's just basically about
Okay.
getting out. It's basically about getting out the resources and the specific paperwork that is needed on our end to secure their benefits.
Mhm. Awesome. I know we talked about it offline, but how many self-reporting military affiliated students do you have at your university?
Annually, we have anywhere between oh, be 1,400 probably annually. Now, just veterans only, we're still gonna serve about a little over 700 right now. On an annual basis. Right now, we're right at about 500 for spring semester. So we saw an increase this year. Hopefully that we'll see that increase just because COVID kind of put it brought the numbers down just due to accommodations for veterans. So a lot of people had to go back to work because they lost, certain support systems.
Right, right. And then does your university have a student veterans of association?
But we do. At one time, we were looking at about 50 or 60 strong. Then
Huge.
that was like 2 or 3 years. They have their own VA lounge too, so they have access to it, and we only allow veterans only in that area. So they have their conference tables and computers, free printing, and couches. And they hold a meeting usually once to twice a month. We just launched a fundraiser last week, and they do it through Nothing But Cake. So they purchase certain cakes, and then the SVA makes a certain percentage on top of that. And then their funding is used for a lot of times accommodations, as far as they want more things in the Student Veterans Lounge, shirts, other fundraisers. Certain, if they want to go to certain conferences, we'll work with them on that too.
Awesome. Is that lounge staffed by you guys, or is it like key card entrance?
Yeah, we send a list every semester, and they use their student ID, and they just use it to open the door. Yeah,
That's awesome.
We tried one time veterans and dependents, and that didn't go as well. So we made the move to veterans only.
Okay, awesome. I think you answered most of the basic questions we wanted answered. So you can submit information.
Yeah.
I think that was it. Now, hopefully we can have someone come in and you can explain that all over again.
Right, that's fine. You do most of the recruiting.
I came here in 2020 when COVID kind of hit everything. So we don't do a lot of recruiting, but we get a lot of prospective students get out of the military and return into Collin County. I'm working at the technical campus, so that's been booming with vets, either transitioning careers or trying to use their skills in the military to, HVAC or welding. How many students would you say come from Collin? You say majority of them come from Collin if they're transferring?
Yeah, Collin and DCCCD, or now Dallas College.
Yeah. Okay.
Dallas College. We get a lot that come from PJC also, just because they got a branch in Paris, Silver Springs, and in Greenville. It's really close to transition to.
Yeah.
And then of course a lot that were in military schools during their active duty career, and they come in and a lot of them get to us a little bit early, right before they're about to exit the military. So we line them up with everything for success.
Do you guys go out to Fort Hood or anything like that?
It's a little hard to do that these days.
Yeah.
Because the getting on posts and different bases, it's extremely hard to actually, because a lot of times they're protected population. We can't target them. So
right.
we've been around to different bases and posts when they have a collaborated effort, more of a career/education fair.
Right.
It is tough to get participants though. Now, the ultimate goal would
Right.
always be to, during the ACAP process, the ETS process, get in there. And I guess sometimes the information's not up to date when they're, and if they would let us, personnel from institutions of higher learning do that, then they would get up to date information. So,
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
well, we do have an extension in Collin too, so you can take your four-year classes in Collin, certain degree programs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so we have a branch in
Yeah, I think
Collin.
those are at the Czech campus.
Yeah, it is.
Mm.
Yeah, so certain degrees you can finish there, and then they offer master degrees also in certain areas.
Okay. I guess going through, are there any scholarships, like transfer scholarships that you guys offer? Like in that realm?
Not strictly through my office, but they do through admissions.
Okay.
Absolutely. Our office specifically will handle 4 to 6 scholarships every fall. We put that on the listserv, and our qualifying veterans can apply for those. Now, I think we read just about 300 of them in the last 2 months. So, and we're getting ready for we're getting ready for the awarding process for veterans. One of the scholarships, actually, the student moderator for our Veterans Vigil. It's been going on 31 years. And
Nice.
it's just a day of celebration, and you get presidents, guest speakers, organizations that are even off campus, get your DAV, your American Legion.
Right. That's awesome that you guys have opportunities within your office for scholarships.
Right.
Here we still have students who just about to expire, the GI Bill benefits and trying to find them opportunities. It's awesome.
Yeah, and we actually we're launching a veteran MBA cohort only for fall. Yeah. So our veterans,
that is awesome.
Yeah, to be veterans only, and
MBA.
Yeah, our Masters in Business Administration.
Yeah. So I'm taking notes.
Yeah,
It's awesome to let our students know that.
Yeah, I mean, and it's you start with your group, you end with your group. We've also built it where the courses can be taken online, and they can also be hybrid. That way, when students come in, you use a post 9/11 benefits, and they want that full BAH rate. Well, they're gonna be able to get that same rate, and those that prefer to go to that class can go to that class also too, face to face.
Sure.
You have 2 options.
Now, is that veteran cohort strictly veterans, or are you allowing spouses, dependents?
Veterans,
just veterans,
active duty members and veterans. Yeah.
Okay.
And so hopefully Dr. Hayek and them, because I brought up questions, those that use TA where there's fees left over, and those that are going to be running out of GI Bill, about finding alternate monies. So that's got our next thing to accomplish.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And our ultimate goal is what we're doing is when we're going to be splitting offices, is where veterans come in and they take maybe a semester, maybe a 3-hour class during that semester that is a veteran cohort class, but that course also is going towards a degree program.
I've seen that pop up at other institutions, and I think that's a fantastic thing.
Yeah.
To have, as you're transitioning out of the military and still in that community, but still learning at the same time.
I mean, and it helps with just bringing them together with their individuals that they're used to, because we know veterans are untraditional students. So, and that's kind of one of the big gripes we get, and I bet every institution gets this, is I'm in a class with 18-year-olds and I'm 30 something. It's like, I know.
Yeah.
We got to the military, so we can do this.
All right. You can last 3 months. Yeah, that's awesome to know. What kind of events does your SVA do? Do they go and support, you guys have a football team, right? They do
Yeah.
like athletic, tailgating or anything like that?
They do, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a pretty big football school. And then we're going to Division I starting
Are
fall.
you?
Yeah, Division I starting fall.
Let's go.
Yeah, absolutely. So, but yeah, but football's huge around here. So they can get their own tailgating space.
Uh-huh.
They kind of doled down to COVID when COVID was around, but before that, yeah, they used to go to that. Definitely
So
homecoming.
it's better to get their own tailgating space. Their SVA does?
Yeah, they just all you have to do is reserve it, and that's theirs.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but what I'll do is I can just go in there and reserve for the whole home games for them.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
That's what you have to lead with.
Right.
That's a
Right.
selling point. Oh, that's awesome.
But we're right now we're getting them all their new materials, or we'll get them their own business cards, and they help out in the community with certain people.
Sure.
They're going to be Habitat for Humanity. I think they're going to be partnership with them pretty soon.
Mhm.
We got a new transfer from Grayson, and she's a go-getter. So she knows how to properly run meetings. She has all the bylaws. We make sure she stays up to date with our SVA, and make sure, I get them off the ground, and then I make sure they have a budget. We usually start them out with about $2,500. And our goal is just you don't deplete that for the next group coming in. Make your mark when you can while you're here, and then the next people will take control.
Right. That's
But
awesome.
Again, it is hard to get veterans to be to get in events and participate a lot. But I can understand that. I mean, families, jobs.
Mhm.
So
Right. It seems like you guys do a fantastic job of making sure that they know there's resources there on campus,
right.
and there are other vets. That's step number one.
Mhm.
All right, so it's been 20 minutes.
Nobody wants to
I
come.
feel like we have, huh?
So nobody wants to come to A&M Commerce.
No one wants to come to you.
Yeah, you're probably right. Probably in class or something.
Right.
Yeah.
But I feel like we had some great information from you. And we can cut what we need to and put out there. And then I can reach out to you for your information if we have students coming here looking to transfer to you.
Absolutely.
And send them your way. Is there any last thing you'd like to say to finish this off?
No, just like I said, we'll just make it as easy as we can here. The transition period will be easy. Just students keep in mind that we are a four-year institution, so things do run a tad bit different. But if y'all reach out to us, we're very likely to get back to you within the hour, or at least 24 hours.
Awesome. Well, Dustin, I really appreciate the information provided with us.
Absolutely. Y'all have a good rest of the week. You'll be here tomorrow.
Oh, yes, I'll be here tomorrow.
Tomorrow 1.
Yes, sir.
Okay, sounds good. We'll see you then.
All right, take care.
All right.